Chapter 1, Section 2, Evaluating Expressions. Now, there's a difference between simplifying an expression, which we'll do some of that actually in the next section, and evaluating an expression. Now, we're going to simplify here, but the focus will be more on evaluating, just as the title implies. But simplifying just means reducing to a simpler form. Now, you don't have to write this example unless you want to, but here we're talking about something like 3x plus 2x could be what they give you, and you can simplify that to 5x. So it's simpler because you took it from two terms down to one term. You combined these two like terms. But evaluating can either mean finding the value, like actual number, not still variables involved, finding the value of an expression, or it could just mean to solve. Now, typically, you're going to be doing some of this in order to be able to solve or evaluate. That's why I have them both here. Partially because I want to make sure you understand the difference in the two terms, but also so that as you see what we're doing down here, they are related. Okay, so simplify the following expressions. Okay, so another way to say this is combine the like terms. So for example, I see a term here with x. That does not have an x. That does not have an x. This does. And I just wanted to remind you, because I've noticed some people, when there's a 4 in front, they understand, oh, that's 4 x's. But when x is by itself, they get a little off. So I'm just making sure you understand that x is the same thing as 1x. There's an understood 1 in front saying that's just 1x. This is 4 x's, this is 1x. This is 1x. I'm not saying x is equal to 1. I'm just saying that's how many x's there are right there. There's 1x right there. So 1x plus 4x means I have 5 x's. And then these are constants. They're numbers without variables. They can be combined. 16 minus 3 is 13. And since it's positive 13, I write plus 13. Similar over here, we have a term with x. No x, no x. Here's another one. So we have 10x, and then we add one more x for a total of 11x. And notice there is a minus right after the 10x, but that minus is connected to the 15. That minus does not get applied to the x. It's whatever is directly in front of the term that you need to look at. So this is a positive 10x plus x, which gives us 11x. Then we have negative 15 plus 6, which is minus 9 or negative 9. Okay. Number 3, same idea. We see a term right here with x, no x. Here's another one with x. So negative 27x plus 2x is negative 25x. Then we have two constants right here, a positive 36 minus 10, which gives us a positive 26. Here we have a 4x plus 2x, that's 6x. Then a negative 12 plus 4, which is negative 8. So that's what we mean by simplifying. We're taking, instead of having two terms with x, we're simplifying it down to one term. Instead of having two constants, we move it down to one constant. Okay, now here's where the lesson's really going to focus, is evaluating. Evaluating in this particular section means we're going to plug numbers in for the x or the y, whatever variable or variables they give us, and then solve. So this is saying that anywhere we see an x, we need to plug -5 in for that x. So we need to replace that x with -5 and replace that x with -5. So I'm going to rewrite this equation just like it's written, 8, but instead of times x, I'll say 8 times -5, plus 2 times, but instead of x, I'll write -5. So notice the 8, same place it was, 2, same place it was, 6, same place it was. I've just replaced the x's with -5. Now we got to follow what we talked about last section, which is the order of operations. So we do what's in parentheses first. Well, this doesn't have anything to do inside the parentheses. These parentheses are really just to show you it's 8 times -5. But over here we can. That's -5 minus 6, which is -11. Now we have multiplication happening here and here, and we have addition. So our third step with order of operations is multiplication. So we do it from left to right. So 8 times -5 is -40. 2 times -11 is -22. When we add -40 and -22, 40 and 22 gives us 62. And since it's two negative numbers I added together, my answer is negative. So it's -62. We evaluated this because we found out what value this is equal to when x is equal to -5. Okay, on number 2, it's similar. We have x equals 1/2, so I'll plug 1/2 in anywhere I see an x, here and here. But we also have another variable, y, so we'll plug 4 in where we see a y. So 4 times 1/2, because I replaced that x with a 1/2, because x equals 1/2, minus 3 times 2 times 1/2, minus, then instead of the y, I write a 4. So again, this doesn't count as parentheses as far as the order of operations is concerned, because it's really just a way to signify that we're multiplying. But this one does. So I look just inside those parentheses. I see multiplication, 2 times 1/2, and subtraction. Multiplication comes first in the order of operations. 2 times 1/2 is 1. Now there's still something inside the parentheses I need to do. 1 minus 4 is -3. So now we have multiplication, 4 times 1/2, 3 times -3, and subtraction. Well, the order of operations says we should multiply first. 4 times 1/2 is 2. 3 times -3 is -9. Now we'll focus more on adding and subtracting negative numbers next chapter, but it's good to remember that minus a negative is the same as plus a positive. So 2 plus 9 gives us our final answer, which is 11. Okay, same process on the back. I need to this time plug in 3 for x. So I get 9 times 4 times 3 minus 15. 4 times 3 is 12. So I do that first because it's inside the parentheses and we're multiplying. Then inside the parentheses I do 12 minus 15, which is -3. 9 times -3 is -27. On this one, we've got to plug in -2 for x in 2 spots. We got to plug in 6 for y in 1 spot. So 8 times 6 plus 4 times -2 minus 2 times -2 plus 3. So if needed, I'm not sure what I was about to say actually. Just remember to follow the order of operations. So these don't count as parentheses, they're just noting multiplication. This one does. So inside this parenthesis, we need to multiply first, 2 times -2, which is -4. Then we do -4 plus 3, which is -1. And just like I said before, minus a negative is the same thing as plus a positive. So I can do 6 times 8 is 48. 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. And then plus 1. We're down to just addition and subtraction. We should do that from left to right. So I start by saying 48 minus 8 is 40. And then 40 plus 1 is 41. Okay, that should be enough to give you the picture, but I want you to see the answers to the last two. So I am going to do these last two, but I'm going to go a little bit more quickly. But feel free to pause at moments if you need to. So on this one, 3 times x is negative 9. 2 times y is 2.5. We multiply first because that comes before subtraction in the order of operations. So 3 times negative 9 is negative 27. 2 times 2.5 is 5. So negative 27 minus 5. So I'm down 27, then I go down 5 more to get negative 32. And you can use a calculator with that, so don't stress out if you're not able to do it in your head at the moment. Last one, number 6, we plug in 6 for x, so 2 times 4 times 6 minus 2 plus 6. So don't miss it, we've got an x there and x there. We do what's in parentheses first. Inside the parentheses we have multiplication and subtraction. We should multiply first. 24 minus 2 is 44. Nope, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. 24 minus 2 is 22. Then 2 times 22 is 44. That's what I was thinking ahead to. And then 44 plus 6 is 50.